Brooke Schofield addresses old resurfaced tweets.
Alright, you guys, I have had a lot to say about accountability lately and how important it is and how far it can go, and I feel like I'm not taking my own advice. Obviously, by now you guys have seen the tweets that are circulating around. They unfortunately are not fake. Those are real tweets, like real things that I said. So don't want to blame anybody else at all. I was adopted by my grandparents when I was like 10, and I grew up with them from that point on. It was really just like me and my grandpa, and he is a very, very right-wing conservative, really just Fox News all the time. Rush Limbaugh, like if you guys know who that is, like playing literally all day long through the house. Truthfully, it took me a really long time. Like, I know some of the tweets I was like 18 and people are like, yeah, like she was old enough to know better. And like, honest to God, you guys, it wasn't until like even after college that I really started to like shift my way of thinking. And I'm sorry, very, very sorry to anybody who is hurt by the tweets, because obviously they are very hurtful. Like a lot of it is just like what, like why would I even say that?
I told you I'd get revenge. Let the ruin begin. You feel the rue.
Hello and welcome to Influencer Police, a place where we expose the lies, the cheating, and the dirty ways of these filthy influencers. Before we begin this video, we filmed this video in two parts. One was addressing the tweets that have come out, going through them, and this was before she responded at all. We filmed that part. And our first part of the video is reacting to her first initial response to the backlash of her horrible tweets. Now, she has since posted 3 more responses, which go more in depth into her racist tweets, but she still fails to mention them specifically. She still fails to mention the other horrible things she said that weren't about racism, which were about homophobia and fatphobia, etc. So I personally don't think that she's taking accountability. She says that she is now going to donate to the communities that were affected from her tweets, which is great. But that is our update. I will be posting her responses at the end of this video, her new responses. But just to let you know, we are aware that she has said more to the situation, but we still stand with what we said and our thoughts, and let's start the video. Today's suspect is Brooke Schofield being exposed for nasty tweets of her past resurfacing, and then her horrible response where she takes absolutely no accountability. So in the beginning of this video, we are going to first discuss her horrible response, because when we filmed this video, she did not reply, and we just went over the tweets and gave our opinions and stuff. But she replied at night yesterday, so I want to start this video off talking about her response to it all, and then the rest of the video will be what we filmed before going through the tweets. Okay, so last night, Brooke Schofield posted to her TikTok this horrible response to really nasty tweets of her resurfacing, where basically she's talking about having nappy hair, and
she's being racist, she's being homophobic, she's being fatphobic, basically everything under the sun.
Everything under the sun. Like I said, racist, homophobic, fatphobic. Like
horrible tweets, y'all, which you'll
horrible.
see later on.
You will see later on. Continue on with this video. But her response was probably the worst response I've ever seen from anyone to ever apologize.
No, Colleen Ballinger might always take that cake. I'm sorry.
No, actually, I think hers was better because it was entertaining. And I could laugh at it. I can't even laugh at this. This is a joke.
They're always a joke.
I would rather her have a ukulele and just spit out bullshit.
In my opinion, this is such a typical response. The fake tears, not actually taking accountability, trying to blame it on other people. It's so typical.
Trying to blame it on a fucking, like, political group.
So let's tell them, like, what her response was.
Let's get into it. So basically, she gets on camera with these, like, pre-contrived tears in her eyes, trying to be all, like, oh my gosh, I just, like, feel bad for me. Oh my gosh, like, I'm going through so much. And it's like, no, bitch, these are so... This does not make you look good.
What are you crying for?
Oh, because you just probably lost your whole career.
Because you got caught, like, because you have to be held accountable. Like, what are you crying for exactly? Like, the people that were affected by your tweets should be the one crying. You feel me? Like, what are you talking about?
And like, what the fuck do you have tears in your eyes for? Like, be so for real. We're so past this. That is so fucking like 2017.
So she basically starts it off by saying that, like, she's always an advocate for taking accountability, and so that's what she was trying to do in this video. And then she basically goes on to give her life story. And it's like, no one asked for this, and that's what influencers always do. They always, like, go for the life story. Like,
and they always try to put, like, pass the blame onto someone else.
Their parents, or their friends, or their community growing up, or whatever the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly what this bitch does. She starts going on this tangent about how a lot of people are saying she's this Nepo baby, and, like, they're not surprised by her tweets because of that and all this shit. And she basically says she's not a Nepo baby. Her parents were addicts, and she was adopted by her grandparents who took care of her. And she basically says that while she was growing up with her grandparents, her grandpa would watch Fox News and would listen to Rush Limbaugh or whatever his name is. Limbo.
Rush, I can't, his last name.
Whoever the fuck he is. Like,
Limbaugh.
Some conservative man on Fox News. She was basically saying that she was raised by conservatives and she grew up watching Fox News. And this was essentially her reasoning and excuse for the thought process behind the tweets and, you know, why she was saying all that stuff when she was saying it. And a lot of people were also calling her out for the fact that she was an adult when she tweeted them. She was already 18, 19, even like 15 for some of them, which in my opinion is like, you're old enough to know not to be racist by fucking 15.
Yeah,
okay?
For sure.
So, I don't know. So then she addresses that, the whole age thing. She basically says that because of the way she was raised in her conservative household and the, like, community she grew up in and everything, she says that she didn't really start to realize that being racist... Well, she didn't even use the word racist, actually.
No.
She said that she didn't realize, like, her own thought processing until after college.
That's insane.
Like, she literally said she didn't even know that these kind of things were wrong until after college.
That is crazy.
Insanity. And then she, like I said, during this whole, like, 3-minute apology video, she never uses the word racism once, even when she brings up Trayvon Martin. And she starts trying to make it seem like this is all a political thing. Yeah. And all of her wording during the apology is like, it's all about politics. She never says racism. She says politics instead. And she does it on purpose because she's trying to, like, avoid truly taking accountability for the shit she said.
Yeah. She never mentions any tweets that she said. She doesn't mention the fatphobia or the homophobia.
The only tweet she talks about is the Trayvon Martin tweet.
Yeah, nothing else. And to blame that kind of thinking and those tweets on anything political or watching Fox News in your house, and then try to like make your grandpa, who literally raised you, like, out of the love and warmth of his heart, like, took you in when you had drug addict parents, and then try to, like, just... What?
Like, she could have been put into the system.
I know, like, and then to just, like, talk so lowly of this man because he's conservative and watch Fox fucking News, and that's your excuse for these nasty tweets. I know,
seriously, like, honestly,
it's so gross.
It doesn't matter, like, what political stance you have, truly. Like,
no.
It doesn't matter if you watch CNN or you watch Fox News. Like, they're not saying the things she was saying on news channels.
Never.
Like, you're not gaining that from a news channel. Like, Sure,
No.
maybe you got that from your grandpa, but, like, you didn't get it because he was watching Fox News or, like, because he happens to be conservative. Like, that's not the excuse. And I feel like that was just the easy, like, route for this girl to take because people hate conservatives.
And, like, oh, just blame conservatives because, like, you're a nasty-ass bitch. It's like, no, conservatives, contrary to popular opinion, are not these, like, hateful people. Like, we're all just fucking people no matter what your political view is, and if you're nasty, you're nasty, and if you're not, you're not. And, oh, you happen to be nasty, bitch. So stop trying to blame a political party which just further divides us as a fucking nation and society, and take accountability for your own fucking shit.
I was just gonna say, for real, like, she's just contributing to, like, stereotyping people for, like, political parties.
I know, like, shut the fuck up.
It's so stupid. It's just so dumb. It's like, no one cares that your grandpa watched Fox News, bitch. There's no reason for you to be, like, saying you have the nappiest hair on this side of the country and everything else that you fucking said. Like,
talking about bean dips
you have to dress like a dyke for work. None of this is about politics, bitch.
None of it.
This was never about politics. You weren't even tweeting anything about politics. You were just being blatantly racist and, like, fatphobic and, like, homophobic. What the fuck are you talking about?
Like,
and, like, you can't even just come on and, like, use the word racism in your apology. Like, you have to say politics instead. Like, you're fucking pathetic. That's not accountability.
I know. And, like, you're not going to address... I mean, all of them are so bad. Like, literally talking about just fat people trying to better themselves at the gym. And that's a problem for you, bitch. Like, that is disgusting. And fuck you.
No, for real. Like, damn.
Like, it actually gets me, like, so annoyed. And I'm just like, this is so fucking typical. And just contributing to the elites in this world trying to divide us and push their fucking agendas.
This was just, like, her easy way out. You can tell she's not very bright.
No.
And so, like, it just shows in her whole apology. She tried to take the easiest way out, giving a life story that no one fucking cares about or asks for. Like,
no.
All anyone wants you to do is acknowledge the things that you said, which you haven't done really at all.
Nope.
And, like, actually call it for what it is. And, like, if you want to say you've changed or whatever, then, like, show us that. It's
Literally.
really easy to say, like, anything you want, but, like, back it up. Where's the proof?
Literally. And to just try to blame this on politics, like, you're so, like, that's so pathetic.
And like I said, bitch, like, I don't know what it was like growing up with your grandparents at all, but, like, you could have ended up in the system and your grandparents were, like, nice enough to take you in instead. And, like, here you are just, like,
shitting all over him.
Mocking them. And it's weird because I watch the Canceled podcast, like, a lot. And, like, she has talked about her grandparents so many times, and she always speaks really highly of them, of course. Like she said, they took her in.
Yeah.
She's always, like, you know, giving really high praises for her grandparents. This is the first time she's ever not. So it's like, you're just trying to scapegoat people.
Scapegoat with your own fucking, like, family. It's
like,
so
you
gross.
want to talk about accountability? This ain't it. You wouldn't know accountability if it smacked you in the fucking face, bitch.
It's literally such a gross cop-out, and what a nasty person would do that. Like, throwing your own fucking family under the bus because you have, like, a shit-ass take on life.
And I'm sick of this, and I'm honestly, like, kind of getting really sick of Tana Mongeau, like, supporting people like this. Like, she was so anti-James Charles for so long, and it was so refreshing and nice. And then all of a sudden, she's just like, oh, we're cool, like, whatever. You know, like, no, girl. We're not cool.
No, we're not fucking cool with James Charles.
And, like,
no, we're not.
The response to this apology is really bad. Like,
yeah.
Nobody is fucking with this shit. Everyone's calling her out on her shit. Thank God.
I don't even know how she has that many likes on this video.
The response to her video was really, really bad. Obviously.
Yes.
And, like, a lot of the people that were supporting her was basically just, like, her type of person, you know, just, like, this basic girl, this, like, basic little skinny girl, you know, they're all commenting and they're all being like, I so relate, Brooke, like, I grew up, like, really racist and, like, I only learned not to be racist, like, last year. It's like, I'm sorry, where the fuck were you guys, like, the past decade? Like, what are you talking about?
I know, that is, like, crazy.
Like, how have
crazy.
How have you missed any of this? Like, there's been a huge, like, movement, like I said, like, the whole past decade, like, I don't understand, like, especially, you know, like, Obama was elected, that was a big deal, like, so many milestones, like, I'm just so confused, like, how this bitch only learned this after college, which was not that long ago.
No, it's crazy. And just, like, the homophobia that came with it and the fatphobia, it's just, like,
as this
so
bitch
gross.
is, like, trying to, like, date women, allegedly, and all this shit, like, get out of here. And mask women.
I know.
Talking about, I look like a dyke in my uniform, like, that's actually insane.
Well, I think that, I may say this later on in the video, but, I mean, I think it says everything we need to know about this girl that she dated Matt Rife. I think that literally says everything we need to know about this person.
I agree.
And you kind of look like him, too. And that's what the people are saying.
Yeah, you look like the Crimson Chin bitch.
That's what a lot of people are saying. What was the other person they're saying?
Natalie Nunn.
Yeah, like, girl, you need to shut your fucking mouth. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube?
I don't know, like, we can't say anything on YouTube.
I know, like, we literally can't say anything on YouTube. I'm fucking sick of it. Just let me speak.
You know, like, I used to like Brooke, like, a year ago. And over the past year, like, she kind of started coming off, like, unlikable to me, like, especially on Canceled, and especially through all of these, like, recent events of everything. I don't know, just, like, her demeanor has been, like, unlikable to me. And then this came out, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes complete sense, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
For me, I never liked the bitch. Something about her is just, like, boring, off, don't care, annoying. So, but, I mean, she's just being exposed for saying nasty things, which you're going to get into right now.
I'm just so tired of, like, hearing about her right now. Like, we just heard about her, like, the entire month of July. And,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. But, okay, so basically these tweets already came out, like, someone found them last year.
And 2023.
But Brooke was not as popular as she is right now, obviously, like, with all of her, like, expose videos and shit going on with Clinton Kane and Alyssa Violet. Like, she's been popping recently. And, like, Canceled has been super popular, like, you know.
Yeah.
She's been, like, peaking. So, these tweets recently have resurfaced again, and now it's really blowing up in her face, and people are really talking about it.
And these tweets are really, really bad. Like, some of the worst I've seen
and
resurfaced.
Like, some of them, like, she was as old as 19 and, like, 20 tweeting them.
That's crazy.
So, it's kind of, like,
that is crazy.
Know, hard to forgive and, like, be like, okay. You know what I mean? It's like, girl, what?
It's just, like, for any, like, age. I
get that you're still, like, pretty young at that age, obviously, but you're not, like, when I heard that she had tweets that, like, came out.
Yeah.
And before I saw the tweets, I was thinking these tweets were going to be from, like, 2008 or 2009 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm looking at them, and it's, like, 2015,
That's
like,
crazy.
2013.
That is fucking crazy.
And I'm like, damn, sis, like, okay, like, 2015, like, and you're a little older than I am, so
yeah.
like, that is just really crazy. I've, like, seen a lot of boys growing up, like, say really unhinged crazy shit, and maybe she was just trying to, like, appeal to those kind of people, you feel me?
Yeah, probably. Like, she seems like the person that would try to, like, get the guys and, like, say crazy things for them, like, try to be cool.
In our opinion, allegedly.
In our opinion, allegedly, yeah, she seems
based
like
off of,
that.
like, some of the things she says about, like, herself on Canceled, yeah.
Well, just from, like...
She was dating Clinton Kane, it's like...
That is crazy. Okay, but guys, hear me out. I know this Clinton Kane guy is horrible and, like, disgusting and hideous as fuck. And a liar.
You're gonna defend him.
No, I'm just going to say that he did expose her for, like, being a crazy exaggerator, which I don't like exaggerators. I'm like, just be real. Like, why do you have to exaggerate a story?
To her defense, like, some of the things that he claimed she exaggerated, it was really simple, easy, dumb mistakes. And it's like, it was a couple years ago. Like, who even cares? A lot of the things that he was trying to hold against her was so stupid and, like, meticulous. Like, honestly, that guy, who even cares? I'm
just saying she exaggerates. She exaggerates things. I don't like people that exaggerate things like that.
Okay, well, that is so besides these tweets. Like,
I know. Okay,
let's give these people the tweets before we keep talking about this shit.
These tweets are so bad. I'm like, is YouTube gonna come for us? Like, are they gonna age restrict this video? Or are they gonna
Before I read these tweets, I need to refresh my mind. The first tweet is from 2013, okay? Mm-hmm. From 2013, and she says, guarantee if Zimmerman shot a white guy, this wouldn't even be a story. Newsflash, this wasn't a crime of racism, it was self-defense. And then someone replied, thank you! Like some guy, of course, like we were saying.
Mm-hmm, yeah, the guy is, yeah.
Then, in 2015, she tweets out some little, like, stars around it. Cassie yells racist profanities in the movie theater. Only minority in the room is sitting directly behind us.
I'm like, why is your friend yelling those things out?
In public in a movie theater? Like,
when someone's just trying to... First of all, they pay to be there just chilling, watching a movie, and then you have to, like, say all this crazy shit.
And it's like, seriously, and it's like, okay, here you are acknowledging that you even know that they're in the room, too, and that they're right behind you, and that they're the only one.
That's so crazy and bad.
That's so fucked up.
That's really bad.
Horrible. It's crazy.
Like, just imagine being that fucking, like, person. That'd be
yes,
so
and I'm pretty sure at this point in her life, she was, like, 19 or 20.
That is bad, yeah.
Okay, so the next one is also 2015. I said so many accidentally racist things last night, I don't even know how I made it back to America.
What the fuck is she saying?
So she must have been traveling somewhere, obviously, but, like, yeah.
And, like, why would someone in their right mind tweet this? Like, who would tweet this? Like, who would want to, like, guys, like, I was so R-word last night. Like,
she's obviously just, like, not in the right mind, clearly.
No, this bitch is not in the right mind ever.
Again, like,
in my opinion,
19 or 20. She's an adult tweeting this.
This is weird.
You definitely know better at that point in your life to put things like that online. Just saying.
Really weird.
Even just to, like, do these and say these things out loud in general.
No, it's really bizarre.
Crazy.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, who's there following even? Like, check into that.
None, because there's only, like, 8 likes on the screenshot.
Of course.
It's always, like, really low, you know. It's like, she obviously is just, like, a regular person.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is from 2012. And obviously the R words are going to be blurred out. So use your imagination, people. But she says, to are you or to not are you? Everyday struggle.
So R as in the S-A-R? You know what I'm talking about? Which is so fucking disgusting to me that anyone would fucking say that.
I don't even understand this tweet.
Oh, I get it. It's back to boys.
I just, like, is this supposed to be funny? Like, I don't see how this would ever be funny. This is crazy.
It's so disgusting. Like, I'm just like, any person that actually has experienced S-A-R word
for real
would never say that.
No, never. I don't know if she's ever said that she has or what, but who even cares? But this is really crazy to, like, put
so
online,
disgusting.
to say, like, to think.
To publicly put out that you're thinking this is crazy.
To even think this in general to yourself in your own mind is gnarly, bro.
It's really crazy.
Saying it's an everyday struggle, you're scared.
That is scary.
You're scary.
I'm scared.
Okay, next one is from 2012. Quit calling me when you're drunk. F word.
As in
the slur.
The slur. F word. Yeah.
I don't even want you when you're sober. From 2012.
2012.
This is, keep in mind, you guys, this is the same girl who recently said that she's trying to, like, dabble into, like, dating girls.
Wow. That is so inappropriate.
And you guys, I'm gonna be so real. Like, I will, like, jokingly say the F slur all the time, but, like, I'm gay. So, I don't know. You know, like, I'll say it sometimes as a joke, but I'm gay. And, like, this girl is obviously not gay. Like,
no.
I don't know. This is crazy. And I would never fucking tweet this. This is so nuts.
Like, she's trying to have, like, a Billie Eilish lunch moment right now, and it's just so fucking, like, pretend Fantasyland.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
I'm like, that
Billie
is
Eilish
insulting
lunch.
to actual, like, full-on lesbians. Like,
Me.
Yeah, like, they don't want to be played by girls that are having, like, a little moment, having a lunch.
I was recently literally played by a girl like that, like, 2 months ago, you guys, and I'm seriously just over it. Like, it just makes me not want to date people at all. So, like, just shut the fuck up with your bullshit. Like,
literally.
just go stick to your little men and, like, go be a pick-me somewhere else, honestly. Like, I'm sick of this shit.
It's a pick-me
like,
energy,
we don't
yeah.
want you over here, Brooke. Like, we don't want you over here. We don't claim this energy.
No.
Anyways, next. So, one of her friends tweeted out, this is back in 2012, "Why do I have the most ratchet hair ever? Sad face." And then she posted a picture with it. And then Brooke replies to her and says, "My God, I swear I had nappier hair this morning than most African Americans on this end of our country. Hashtag Afro." Then the friend replies, "Ha ha 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 ha. Shut the fuck up. No, I had my hair up all day since it was wet, so it looks like terrible. Ha ha ha."
It's so bad. It's like, I'm speechless. It's so bad.
The next one's from 2013. She says, "You can't trade lap dances for cheeseburgers because after a little while, no one will want a lap dance from a fat person.
Fatphobic.
Hashtag you're welcome." I don't even understand what.
She's probably saying, like, a stripper would be so fucking down bad they'd trade, like, a lap dance for a cheeseburger. Or maybe it was, like, you know, something like that. And they're saying, well, if that were to happen, like, no one wants a lap dance from a fat girl. Like, just, like, being fatphobic and, like, shaming.
Oh,
Yeah.
I totally get it now.
Yeah.
It took me a while. I was like, what is she talking about?
Just being fatphobic.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Disgusting. Like, all of this is so disgusting. Like, she's every single ist in the fucking book. Alleged, in my opinion.
The next one is from 2012. She's replying to somebody else, or yeah, she's replying to somebody else. I don't have the original tweet though, just her reply. "At Chapman Jojo. Oh, I see. I'm gonna go later because I get all embarrassed when I work out like a fat girl."
Wow.
The next one is from 2013. "I sure wish I didn't have to dress like a dyke for work."
Wow. And she says that she wants to.
She
try
says that
girls.
she's into masked lesbians, actually. So dykes. So this one is from 2012. She says, one of her friends tweets out, and it's a guy, might I add. His name is Christian. Of course. So, "I'm dressing up for hipster day on Friday. Hashtag Thursdays too mainstream." She replies, "If you can tweet, you can answer your phone. F slur. I had a question." Annoyed emoji.
Ew.
Of course.
Ew.
That is so crazy.
Just being, like, one of those girls.
Uh-huh.
So, like, annoying.
The next one's from 2012 as well, and she said, this girl had a crazy 2012. She was going off, okay?
Wow.
She said, "What do you call a Mexican baptism?" Bean dip. This is crazy. Like, damn. So that's the last one that I have.
Were there any more? I mean, there are
I'm
more.
sure
yeah.
there's more. I don't, like, you know, have a Twitter to, like, scroll all the way down through her shit if it's not already deleted.
I'm sure it's deleted.
Because these are just screenshots that people have that are resurfacing. And people have said that there's, like, 20 tweets that are circling around, but I've only seen, like, those ones that we just saw. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Do I even want to know what
I'm
the
sure
rest are?
there's so
Like,
much more. Like, it's crazy.
like, that is crazy.
I'm not really surprised at all.
Are you not? Why would you say that? Like, why are you not surprised?
Just just judging like her behavior as an adult. Has that kind of energy.
Yeah.
That she's, you know, she was like a former like pick-me girl to guys.
Yeah.
Because she still kind of is that way. Like,
yeah.
I like listen to her stories on Canceled, you know, the whole like Matt Rife situation and just everything. Like, I don't know.
I don't personally watch Canceled.
She just has like a really like desperate energy, and like I don't want to say that also because like I know she has BPD, so like I don't know, you know what I mean?
But I have BPD and I'm not fucking that desperate.
Sometimes she just gives me the energy like she might be that one friend that's like so obsessed with guys, like whenever you're with her all she does is talk about guys, or like she just she only wants to go out to like meet up with guys, and like everything's just about guys to her. And it's like there's a time and a place for all of that.
Yeah, duh, for sure.
But there's always like that one girl that's just like that's their entire life.
Yeah.
And obviously I don't know this girl personally, but sometimes that's just like the vibe she gives off. And I'm just like, I'm not really surprised by all of this shit. Like, I feel like the people in Arizona are kind of preppy, and she was also like a sorority girl at one point.
In college?
Like,
or
yes, I believe so.
And I'm sorry, but no offense to anyone in sororities, but like, that shit is...
It's a U of A sorority though. Like, I don't know, you guys. I don't know, it's just like, she is like a type of person. Like, she's like, kind of just like that basic white girl, and like, I've seen those kind of like groups before in my life where it's like the popular guys and like the popular girls.
Oh no, let me myself right now. Can I say that on YouTube?
And like they like are on some like racist crazy shit. Like they will say crazy shit to each other because they feel comfortable to and entitled to, and they feel like they can just get away from
They're
it.
so
like,
fucking
get away
entitled
with it, and like they think it's funny that they can get away with it.
I have never been in that popular crowd scene. I don't know what the fuck they discuss, but I know that they're fucking horrible, so it would not surprise me if they're doing this crazy things.
I've never really like been in it either, but I've definitely like been like a friend of someone that's in it, and like, you know, I've caught glimpses of this shit, and like, yeah, some of these people have nasty behavior. So I'm not surprised by this shit coming out. And I'm honestly bored of this girl.
I've never been not bored of this girl. I've never been into this girl, ever.
I'm so bored of her, you guys.
She is not my vibe.
She's been giving kind of this mean girl energy recently, and I'm all for exposing people, but...
If that's your whole brand, it's like, dude, you need to like
There's
reevaluate.
something about her energy recently. Like, I don't know what it is, but I can't. I don't know. I'm just not here for it right now. It's giving like negative aura.
Yeah, I don't like her
negative
aura or
energy.
anything. I'm not into this girl. I like Tana Mongeau better, and I don't even like...
100%. The only reason I only ever knew about this girl was obviously because of Tana Mongeau.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, honestly, if like Tana made a different podcast with somebody else, and then Brooke also made a podcast with somebody else, like, you know, they separated.
Yeah.
I would probably only watch Tana's.
I would bet money that that's where most of the people would go. Because I would bet money that most of the people are there for Tana, not Brooke. Like, if I were to watch Canceled, it would not be for Brooke. I don't even know who that bitch is, really. I'm
Tana
like, who are you?
Literally, like, solo pod.
I don't even know why she doesn't solo pod. Like, I'd rather just watch her solo.
I mean, I love, like, listening to their conversations. Like, it's, like, an interesting, like, balance of people, but...
I would find Tana, like, really interesting with someone that's, like, in the industry, like, that can, like, play off of her experiences and, like, stuff. Like, I would watch that.
I feel like Tana is really, like... I don't know. I feel like she could go so much farther than she's pushing.
Yeah, I agree.
And, like, I don't blame her if she's just kind of chilling, you know, like, do you. Whatever. Yeah, but I really think, like, she could go really far.
Yeah. Yeah, she's, like
she
really
could
funny.
She could do way bigger things on her own, for real.
I agree.
Like, stand up. Like,
yeah, she should do stand up.
She could seriously, like, hold her own and do her shit for real.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know why she doesn't. Like, she's so funny. Like, she's really quick with it. And, like, she's super confident. Mm-hmm. She can, like, you know, take the men on and shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what are you doing, girl? Like, you can really just pop the fuck off.
I agree. I mean, maybe she's just having a little chill moment for herself, and she's probably made a lot of money, so.
100%. Sometimes I wish I could be her manager. Just like, you need to like really pop off.
Yeah, well, I'll tell her one thing. This Brooke girl isn't doing her anything.
No, like, no. If anything, it's the other way around.
Yeah, and especially after all of this.
Yes.
This is really bad. Has Tana ever had, like, tweets like this resurface or anything? Like, does she have...
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know, but I feel like... You know, Tana's had a million controversies.
Yeah, she's had so many. I can't even remember.
It's really hard to remember.
I do remember that one guy came to her and then like was like, "Say the N-word." So maybe she did.
I think
have
she
that.
did. She must have.
She must have had something with that.
I really think she did, but I think she was like genuinely like young.
Yeah, and like
not to say like that's an excuse or anything, but like still, I don't know, like. In my opinion, once these people reach a certain age, like, I start to feel less forgiving, and I start to be like, okay, like, you have other shit going on with you, clearly.
For sure, and just, like, the hate that is in these messages, like, especially towards fat people.
Like, you should know better.
This is so gross. Like, what the fuck does a fat girl, like, have to do with you? Like, you're just fatphobic.
I know, just leave people alone. Like, why are you calling, like, people like that?
I know. Like, as someone who was, like, formerly... a fat girl, I'm just like this is like what we don't like. I don't like to go to the gym because of people like her like judging me. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
for sure.
Like, people are so fucking rude. I'm like, don't fucking look at me, bitch. Like, I'm here at the gym to better my fucking life. Like, if I see a fat person like at the gym, I'm like, yes, bitch. I'm like, get it.
Also, like, not even just that, but like the F slurs. It's like her, like, in these like guys. It's like, this is why, like, I hate going certain places. Like, I would never even, like, want to travel to Arizona, you know what I mean? Like, I am an F slur, so.
No, it's not Arizona.
But you get what I'm saying.
I lived in Arizona for years.
It's just like, fuck you, shut up. And then not even to mention how, like, the black people must be feeling on this one. I'm just like, wow.
Oh, I know, it's so rude. It's so fucking rude.
Just, wow.
It's
I
so
can't even
rude.
imagine, like, what else was there, you guys.
No, there must have been so much fucking more.
And I'm sure somebody, somehow, somewhere is gonna find that shit.
I hope so. I'm like, let's see.
I have a feeling this is just the beginning. This just kind of started really popping off last night and this morning. Like, randomly, like, a bunch of people just started talking about it again. So, yeah. But the first time this resurfaced, when somebody leaked these old screenshots a year ago, she allegedly responded anonymously on Reddit, you guys. And again, I don't know why people thought this was her back then or what, but people were speculating that this was her, okay? She said, I will absolutely address, especially if people are hurt by them. I have talked about it a few times before, how I look back on things I used to think were funny and normal jokes, and I'm just as disturbed as you are. I don't think it's normal. I don't think it's okay just because I was kidding or young. I think it's gross and horrible. I love you all and I do take accountability. I hate when people say things like, I didn't know better, or anything along those lines, so I don't want to come across that way at all. But I truly thought I was anti-racist at that time. You can find, like, how does this help you?
It doesn't.
You can find tweets from the same time frame where I'm saying things like, I don't care if you're cute. Sorry, you guys, it's so hard to read because it's, like, on a TikTok. But I truly thought I was anti-racist at that time. You can find tweets from the same time frame where I'm saying things like, I don't care if you're cute and old, being racist is ugly, etc. Like, that does not help your case at all, bro. That doesn't make any sense.
This whole thing
I just truly thought I was being funny, and I absolutely wasn't. I know differently now, and I try to make that known the best I can. There are family members that I haven't spoken to since 2020 when I realized where they stood during BLM. And I have grown into myself and my own belief system outside of what I grew up around. I love you guys, and I'm sorry to anyone who was hurt reading those. It was never funny. It's like, okay, girl, you were young, but you were still, like, a young adult at that time. Like, I get the 2012 tweets, you were probably like a minor, but like, damn.
No, for sure she was a minor in 2012, but
the things that she said though were like really crazy, like the
really
shit
bad
was just
and
like,
crazy.
wow.
It's just things like that. It's like, why would someone just like tweet this?
I know. How do you feel so comfortable?
Or like, what is it doing?
Like, where did you live, girl, growing up?
No,
like,
seriously, where are you from?
Wherever you're from sounds like my worst fucking nightmare because, like, damn, like, you feel real bold and real cozy.
I know, like, do they know the internet is forever? Like,
I mean, back then we definitely didn't know the internet was forever. I'll give her that, but that's no excuse. I don't know.
I would like to say in her little argument, she's like, I hate when people say they didn't know better. It's like, well, that's kind of the only thing you can really say. It's like, if you don't say that, you look even worse. It's like, oh, so you did know better? Like, so you
For
knew?
real.
Like, what are you talking about? Well, we'll see what more comes out, but
it's really unfortunate. Like, I never saw these tweets the first time around. Never.
No, I did not.
And, you know, because people really weren't pushing them. She wasn't, like, super, like, relevant, you know? So, all the focus was really just on Tana.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, whoa, okay. So this is what we're really working with here.
Yeah.
This bitch is really crazy.
I mean, I'm going to say something right now that's going to be, like, everything makes sense. Okay? She dated Matt Rife.
100%.
Everything makes sense now to us.
Literally.
Right? You guys, does it make sense now to you?
Yes.
Now it makes sense.
Yes.
If you're going to date that motherfucker, then you are twisted in the head. In all the ways.
Not only just, like, twisted, but, like, you're the worst kind of person.
Oh, yeah, the worst kind of person.
Because the people who genuinely, like, you know, go to his shows and support him, they're just that kind of person.
They're that kind of person.
And if you know, you know, you guys. Just, oh my god, just from Zilla, you feel me?
And she's both of the people combined. She's that kind of person, and she's also the type of person that's like a pick me and that wants to like fuck him.
She's also the same type of girl that dated Clinton Kane.
I can't get over it.
And I'm sure there's even worse. Honestly, you guys.
I don't even
this is fucking crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just over this. I'm over it. And I honestly feel like this is just the beginning.
I think it's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning, and I think she was really bold, and now people are like, who's this? Let's find out.
Yeah.
Once you, like, reach a certain level of attention, like, people are gonna start really looking at you for real.
Yeah.
And so here it is.
It is here, so let us know what you think about this, and, like, do you even care about this bitch?
I know, like, Brooke, you better buckle up, sis, because I don't think this is the end, and if I was you, I would already start pleading my case, like, yeah, that's all.
That's all. That's all.
That's all.
Okay, so please subscribe to the channel. We would really appreciate it. Our channel is going through it.
Ew.
I drink a lot of water. Please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it.
Ew. The air is contaminated.
Please like this video. Please join our Patreon. Shout out to Lauren. We fucking love you. We have 2 uploads already on there. We're filming another one today. So get on that shit. Please support us.
We love you. We love you. We love you. Only right thought we sing Clinton Kane's new song.
I don't even know what that is.
Frankenstein.
Subscribe.
You guys, I want to talk about my last video, okay? Because I am listening to everybody, and obviously I am reflecting and looking back on it, and I do agree with everyone that I missed the mark. I obviously saw everything that was going on, and I saw how hurt everybody was by it, so I felt like I just had to put something out as soon as I physically could so that nobody thought I was ignoring the situation or didn't realize how like important it was. But as a result of that, I put out this like very emotional, scrambled video where I essentially made none of the points that I should have been making. First and obviously most important thing is that I'm so sorry, specifically to Black people and the other people of color who were offended by my tweets, okay? Because obviously I'm seeing a lot of like positivity in the comments and people saying that they forgive me, and it's all white people. And that's how I know I did not address this properly at all. So I want to be clear that this is directed specifically to Black people and other people of color, and I'm not seeking white people's understanding or forgiveness or approval or whatever it is. Now, sorry is not enough, in my opinion, for the way that I was tweeting and the things that I was saying online at that time. And I know that there's no apology beyond like reparations that can mend that wound. I don't care if I was a teenager, I was old enough to know better. And not only did I choose to say those things, I chose to say those things on a public platform, and I am very, very ashamed of it. Especially sorry to those who were affected in real time, because keep in mind, I had friends and family who were following me at that time and would have been hurt by those tweets, and I feel sick over that. The tweets were racist, okay? There's no getting around that. They cannot be dismissed as jokes or political opinions or anything else. It was racism. In my last video, I put all this emphasis on my family thinking it was gonna like provide context, but instead it just made it look like I was pointing fingers and like placing blame, and that was exactly the opposite of what I should have been doing. The fact of the matter is nobody forced me to tweet those things. I tweeted those things on my own, and the blame is on me. A conscious choice to not learn about politics until I was a young adult. But that did not stop me from tweeting political opinions. I wanted to appear that I knew more than I did and that I was educated, and instead I was spreading harmful, very, very harmful misinformation. I had all the educational resources available to me to learn what was right, and I chose not to. However, the murder of Trayvon Martin has nothing to do with politics, okay? The murder of Trayvon Martin was a hate crime. It was horrible, and he did not deserve it, and no Black person deserves it. When it happened, I repeated disgusting misinformation on a public platform, and I'm genuinely so disturbed by that. I truly cannot believe it. It makes me sick, like truly sick to think about it now. Now, I mentioned in my last video how I didn't really open my eyes until after college, but I want to make it clear that when I say that, I'm referring to hate crimes in particular. It wasn't until after college that I realized how prevalent police brutality is and how common hate crimes are. It's constantly happening. I think a lot of people felt this way, but the murder of George Floyd shifted my mindset completely, okay? Because that's when I started to really research and learn what it was like and what it looked like to be anti-racist. I started to seek out my own resources and learn what reparations looked like and learn what I could do as a white person in situations like these. And I'm really, truly ashamed that it took me that long. I talked in my last video about how I grew up in a Republican household. And I didn't say that because I think all Republicans are racist, but I just wanted you to know that those are the only conversations that I had been exposed to. But then I went off to college, okay? And I went to college in Arizona, which is still a red state, but Arizona is also a state with a lot of diversity. And I was a public health major, where so many elements have to do with race and racial inequality. I learned so much during that time, you guys. It was actually really eye-opening for me because I had had a lot of thoughts my entire life that completely shifted once I started to learn things from other people's perspectives. So much of what I previously had believed to be true changed, and I started paying attention to things that I hadn't before. Again, I acknowledge that I was an adult at this time, and I had all the resources in the world available to me to educate myself prior to college, and I chose not to, and for that I am sorry. Really, really wish that I had. I wrote my college thesis on racial disparities, so how things like socioeconomic standing, health, housing, income, and so many other things can be affected by your race. I didn't stop learning there, and I don't plan to stop learning about these issues ever. I truly mean that, and I know a lot of you aren't going to believe me, and I understand that, but I do care about these issues. But I don't want this conversation to be over, honestly. I'm not posting this video to make everything go away. I don't want to try to get myself uncanceled, but I know there are a lot of people like me who are still working to unlearn the inherent racism that we possess still. While I know that I've changed, I also know that there is a lot of work to be done, okay? There is a lot that I could still do that I have not done yet. I promise you that I will. I have been and will continue to look into reparation initiatives to share with you guys, as well as figure out ways that we can give Black creators more visibility, because we know that's a major problem in this space. I want to do everything that I can to show you that I am not the person that I was in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. I am not. I understand that there are people who are never going to forgive me, and I do not fault you for that at all. At all. But I truly am so sorry. I am sorry for the words that I said. I am sorry for my racist past. I am sorry for the people that I hurt. And I want to do everything I can to earn back your trust, because it really is very important to me. Okay, before this gets any further, I have publicly stated my support for Kamala since she's been in the running, okay? And I still stand behind that. I know how stupid it looks that I liked that post today, and I literally want to kick myself in the fucking face for it, but it was like mindless. I literally was on an airplane scrolling. I saw the last person in the entire world that I would think would be in the room with Trump. So I was like, this is crazy. And I liked the post. Worst timing ever. So fucking stupid. Not a Trump supporter. Okay? Period. I am not a Trump supporter. Like I said, I think reparations are more important than apologies. So I have already donated to the Trayvon Martin Foundation. Literally the first thing I did. And I'm doing my research. I'm looking into other communities and foundations that I can help with, and I will continue to do that. Like I said, in any way that I can help, I will help.